Man, it's one of those days. It's kind of, messed up. Alright, so I found out some crap. The sawmill is like overburdened and overran, and it's full. That sawmill is completely like filled. So I gotta figure out what I gotta do. So right now what I'm doing to like kinda, get that extra $5 in type deal. About the way to put it. Is I'm gonna plow up this field best I can. Yeah, I know. And then when I'm done, I'm going to look for all the green patches like that there. And just go over them again. Oh man. H. On higher. Turn that wheel. Hit this tractor. Do-si-do type deal or whatever. I don't care what you want to call it. And go with it. Oh, it was one of those days. So I went to a friend, her son's graduation party. And I will admit, I am like extremely, extremely, extremely proud of him. Okay? For the sheer fact is nobody was expecting him to graduate. We all thought he was just going to drop out of school and all that crap. But instead, he did prove us all wrong. He did a great job. He passed school, whatever, and that's just a big, hit. Everybody's like really proud of him for what he did. Oh man, what is this damn thing doing? I have no clue what this tractor is doing, but it's doing something. I figure as long as it's going back and forth, that's good enough for me right now, you know? Wow. Look at all that that's doing. It's doing a pretty good job overall. I will admit that. Yeah, I'll put that down. I don't need it. Trying to make a couple fields so I can just get some lumber going, or get some other stuff other than lumber going, I should say. Trust me, it's a lot of work. Especially on these fields, they're like so awkward. Oh. I don't even know what this is hitting. All I know is it's hitting something. And then, oh, right. Oops. Huh. Was wondering where everybody was. Huh. So, then her other son, which, I mean, he's a really, really, really smart kid, okay? He's like 19. He's really, really intelligent. He went to school on a full scholarship and everything, but he dropped out of school because of anxiety, whatnot like that, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but he went to that whole gay pride parade thing, and I had to play around with him. He's like, I was at the pride parade. I'm like, oh? He's like, yeah. Like, okay. And I'm like playing it off, you know? You gotta play it off a little bit, joke around. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, so what was the parade for? He's like, it's a gay pride parade. I'm like, oh. Well, is it any type of pride? He's like, it's like gay rights and stuff. I'm like, oh. So I got a question. He's like, what? I'm like, so, if you have pride that you can go into this parade, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so I'm proud to be an American. He's like, yeah, that don't count. I'm like, it's still pride. He's like, oh, I know, but it didn't count today. That one's coming up soon. I'm like, oh, well then. I'd feel kind of awkward up there. He's like, yeah, probably. Then he goes, you know what? On the other hand, you just might fit in better than some of the other people up there. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks. But no, I mean, he's a really good kid, too. He's really, really, really intelligent. But with intelligence like that, I mean, there are downfalls. Yeah. Or really bad downfalls. You know, like the whole downfall of you have very awkward social interactions. And when I say you have very awkward social interactions, I mean exactly that. You're not very good with individuals. H. Ooh, this time it was a chick that took over. Why is everybody wearing light colors? I don't fully understand this. Oh, yes, so much better. And now she's gonna, like, flip around right in here. And head back down that way. And go. I was about to say it better cover that spot over there. I'm kind of actually, you know, happy about doing this back and forth ordeal through here. I think it's helping out a lot. I mean, my field should like really like pop from it. The only down part is I'm not gonna lime it. I know. That's bad juju, but I honestly just don't have the capability of liming it. I mean, I do, but I don't have the money offhand to really lime it. So right now, the main thing that I'm worried about on here is like getting it all prettierized. You know, in other words, plowing it. And after I can get done plowing these fields, I mean, I get everything put down into them. I should be able to do pretty good. The other sad part right now is I don't have anywhere to live. Yeah, I kind of sleep outside. I haven't got a house or a trailer or anything yet. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's been one of those days, honestly. Now I'm watching this chick do an alright job of plowing this field up. I mean, she's taking time away from me, so I don't really have to do it. I really don't want to do it. I could, but I just don't want to. I think hired workers usually do a little bit better of a job than I do. But as you can see, some things that they do is rather questionable. I am trying to get my whole place done up in here and everything. Trying to get rid of like all this greenery through here. Get it all plowed under. I think it will be very nice to have happen. The field is looking better. Overall, I got some decent distance on it. I believe this field is a little bit larger than that one. I accidentally deleted my house and spent the money before I realized it. Slept in the truck for 2 weeks. Oh yeah, I understand those. I screwed up on games like that before. I have. I think we've all made these mistakes where we like accidentally delete something that should have never been deleted in the first. What are you stopping for? It better not be that. Oh my god, it's seeing that little piece of wood as a tree. Seriously, I believe it is. That's really messed up. Oh well. I think I'm doing alright overall. I'm gonna get this all like done up and then I'm gonna put a layer of fertilizer down on it. After I put that like nice little layer of fertilizer down, then we'll see, you know, what all can really be done on these fields. I just want to get rid of all the green in the field first. Look how nice that's actually turned over with this 2 bottom. Wow. It's turning out pretty nice though. That was a nice long cut. Now she just needs to keep going back and forth like that the rest of the time. She did another 100 laps like that and we'd all be golden, you know? Here we go. Wow. I think it'd be nice to have something like this, that the plow actually flipped and everything. At least she makes tight turns. When I was oh, flat crawler. Yeah, I just went from yeah, they're on turns. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, the crawler that I want to get, honestly, it has to be like that Challenger or whatever it is. That's like end game for me. Here we go. But yeah, I filled up the sawmill, so at the sawmill right now, I cannot take any more lumber. They're like overfilled. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I had to bring the tractor back and it still had like logs and everything on it. I'm like, oh. That kind of hurt. It kind of hurt bad. But at least I know one thing. If I get the money, like, quickly for it, or keep it filled up and keep getting the money for it and filling it up and getting the money for it, I can take everything that I put into it and use it twice. You always dump at the mills or whatever before you buy them. So I think I'd buy a flour mill and everything else, like granary. You know, flour mill, whatever. Because I know that baking, like the bread and all that, actually gives you a decent chunk of change. It really does. Oh, boom. I don't like the fully tracked. It had to do minor adjustments on the move. Oh, it's hard to do. You know what? I mean, some of them are harder than others, but if you get, let me actually just go to it so I can say what I'm talking about, because I know I'm gonna screw it up. Right here, like this Challenger. Yeah. You get something like this Challenger here, it turns so tight. Honestly, it turns so tight that your machinery can't make the turn with it, usually. And I kind of like that because, I mean, you can make these, like, wicked turns with it. As long as you have like plows like this here and machinery that it like lifts like this. Oh yeah. You can turn them right there on a dime. Look at how nice this is turning out though. I don't think this field is as wide as that one type deal, but it's like a lot longer. The best reductions in the game. Makes all flours plus cornmeal and purchase 18 pallets at a time. Oh yeah, yeah. If you have like a pallet auto loader type deal, oh man, it's amazing. You just wait until that price spikes a little bit, and when that price spikes a little bit, then you just take all your pallets and boom. Get rid of them all right one after another. And you can make so much money on that. Man, this is looking so nice. I put in my road that I wanted, as you can see. I just gotta get all the trees off of it. Put in a couple other little things here and there that I wanted. I worked on how to get my tractor to not just like keep going. I put that around it, you know, around the field. Of sugar and flour. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some sugar beets and stuff. I like sugar beets more than potatoes. For a simple fact is, I think we grow potatoes here where I live. And when I say we grow them, I mean we grow potatoes. Like there's thousands of acres of like potatoes and corn here. Maybe not like out west type deal with the corn, but there's so many acres of it around here. It kind of kills me how much there is. And then the smell of the potatoes. Like, grapes is an amazing smell. Grapes are a great smell when they're growing and everything. Oh, yes. So wonderful. Until you, like, work up there every day. And that's all you smell is grapes, day in and day out. Then the smell's like, ugh. It gets to you after a while. But yeah, I was thinking about doing some like sorghum in here later on. But right now I just gotta stick with the basics that I can drop with my seeder. Later on I'll buy a planter. Oh, this is looking good. I just gotta go back over areas on here myself. Like that there and that one down there. As soon as I go back and forth on them myself a little bit, I mean, it will get better. And then it will look so much better. Get it all narrowed down, get it all cleaned up. Another good thing to grow is silage. High density crop, you pick up tons of them. And good prices, cash crop, and they also refine sugar. Yep, they do. That's one reason why I like the sugar beets over the corn, or over the potatoes. I mean, the sugar beets are so nice because of the density of them. And on a field like this here, oh, you can bring in so much money on just a field like this. You don't need huge fields for it. Like, wheat and stuff bring in a lot of money that people don't understand because you gotta add in the straw and stuff like that. Now, if you get, like, sheep, get a grass field going, whatever, you have some sheep, have extra grass being baled, that's when you want to get, like, a cow shed. just have a little bit extra grass so you can throw in for a cow shed or something. And people don't understand, as soon as the cows mature out and everything, you can make some decent money on that. And it all starts with sheep. Another easy animal that is like, that can make a killing if you get like probably 2, maybe 3 of the big pens, is chickens. Chickens can make a killing in a heartbeat on here. You get about 3 of those big pens, you get a field like this, and you just keep planting wheat on it every single time. You're going to increase your value with just the chickens. You increase your income or whatever, value, income, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to go through the roof with all the eggs. Because they lay eggs so quick. And if you get 3 places maxed out, I mean, you can be going down every day dropping eggs. Well, that's why I bale the silage. And when I bale it, I make the most money when I bale it. And the ground, you don't have to keep up on it as much, so you save a lot of money not having to do upkeep on your grounds. Yeah, you don't have to have the upkeep on it. You just have a mower. A mower and a baler type deal. That's about all you need for silage. The tractor, the mower, and something to bale. And then, you can get the balers that do the, that wrap them also. You get that going, oh yeah, that's where you get all the money at, because you're not doing any maintenance. Oh yeah, you went way too far overboard with the equipment. You don't need all the pricey equipment like people think. The pricey equipment's what gets you in trouble. But I'm just saying, with the upkeep and everything, there's like no actual upkeep. You fertilize it one time, you plow it one time, or you plow it once, give it that double fertilizer like it needs, and then just go from there. Every 3 days or so, you're automatically going back out, and redoing the ground. You're recutting the grass. After you recut the grass, all you do is you roll it and then let it set for 3 days. The reason why I like the baling is because with the baling, it's more compact. You get like, I think it is 6,500 or something liters per bale, and you can get a trailer that holds like 42 of them. So I mean, that's the math to me. That's a lot right there on that trailer. And by the time that you're done with running it back and forth and everything, oh yeah, you're making good money. I mean, that's how I figure out the math on it all anyhow. What's my basics? What's my upkeep? What's my, this? What's my that? And just keep going back and forth on that. If I'm using the tractor once every 3 days for like an hour, honestly, once every 3 days for an hour, how much money are you actually bringing in on that, You're not blowing through the fuel. You're not overworking yourself. You see, this is what I'm looking at and why I look at it the way I do. Yeah, that's why I grab an auto baler. Well, not an auto baler, but I'm saying a baler that does the wrapping for me. A wrapping baler. Because it kind of, like I said, gets rid of that extra step. This is actually looking really nice. It's a lot better than what I planned it to be. The field is a lot better than what I planned it to be too. Drop it. And go. Yeah, I'm thinking overall this is going to be bringing in some money for me. Because I can do like sunflowers, stuff like that too. And sunflowers bring in a decent catch of money. I mean, it's not the highest paying crop, but hey, you can make oil out of it. Along with the canola oil and stuff. And I will say that the baling missions have actually went up pretty good in price. You make a lot more out of baling missions than what you used to. And look how quick this is. Wish we could assign our best AIs to long term. Well, that's one of the things I was saying, okay? AI should come in like different standards. Like some AI should be actually better than others. And we should actually be able to hire them for actual long-term use. Like have a bunkhouse or whatever for them or something, you know. Tell you what, if I was doing 2 meters, this would have been done by now. Oh yeah, canola oil ain't bad with money. It's pretty decent cash. I think a lot of the productions are really good lines. The productions ordeal on the map was a great thing that Giants put in. Amazing. I'm very, very happy about it. The other is I really, really like how Giants kind of has stepped up their game with more diverse equipment. That was amazing too. Alrighty then. It kicked her out. I got this dude doing it. Yeah, turn around. Yeah, let's see how good this dude is. I think the trees here have him pretty nervous. Huh. I think this whole map has this dude nervous. Wow, he don't even know where to start and where to end. Wow. This map has him doing bad. He's so confused right now. Maybe he'll do the whole row this time. Go. This has him so confused. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? There we go. All right. Put it down. Now go. Man. He really doesn't know what he's doing. He's like so bad. Don't worry, pal. It's getting easier. Oh yeah, I've had it where they did like such an amazing job, and then it's like the next one's like dur. You know, like I wouldn't mind it would be awesome if they made it where the AIs had like specialties too, where you can use them for like other things, but they'll get like a plowing bonus for, you know, just regular plowing. Some of them will get more of a bonus for running different equipment. It can either be speed bonuses that they get, or they can just get overall, you know, crop bonuses. I think that would be really, really nice to have into the whole game too. Because guys like this here, you know, it's like maybe he's not for plowing really. Maybe he's better off in, you know, the combine. Or maybe he's better off over there, or, you know, something like that. Maybe he's better off just driving back and forth to different places, which I think that should be modded up to where you can actually put roads in, whether it be a dirt road or a paved road. But you can actually put the roads in yourself too. That would be awesome. I mean, that would help out so much with these AI. I want to yank the AI out of tractor and throw them to the ground. Yeah, for those bad days, yes. That makes sense. Drop this plow and go. What is it? Fishing North Atlantic. How the more that you make your AI do something, the better that they get at it. Yeah, something like that would go great on here. I mean, look at what this dude's doing. Other than driving me nuts. Because I'm going to go back over areas on this field myself and turn on field creation so I can like knock down areas like that there and those over there, whatnot. That's going to be my next big step. Because right there it's going to help for when I get my cultivator out there and start going over all this with the cultivator. Now, another thing that I believe that they should do is bring in different age equipment, you know? And because some players like me like to start out with old equipment, old beat up equipment. And you should be able to have that option to start out with older beat up equipment. Like, why wouldn't you want to start with something in the 40s, 50s? It would be just as easy. Or actually, it wouldn't be just as easy. Wrong words. It would be more of a challenge, but still just comparable to what you're doing now. But the equipment would be half the price. I like how they did the new fuel and stuff like that. I think that's great. They do need to go over a few other little things, I believe. Few minor details, you know. Alright, get this done. You know what? I'm not playing the game. I'm done. Why? Allow field creation on. I'll get it. I don't have a problem with that. See how nice this is? And V, lift up. Wow. Huh. What was so hard about that? I want to an antique tractor made today. Oh, you did? How was it? I love the old tractors. I think that they're awesome. Guy I work with and I were talking one day about old tractors, and we were talking about like steam-driven tractors and how some of them steam-driven tractors will take today's equipment and like put it to shame. I also think that they need to work on like hitboxes and stuff like that too on here. Ooh, that would be good. Oh. Yeah, they need to work on like hitboxes and whatnot on here. I think that would make things a lot better. Man, this is looking good. I'm kind of proud. I'm doing pretty good on here. Get this dude to start shifting gears and we'll be alright. But yeah, the old steam tractors, them were amazing. And the sad part is this chick that was there when me and my coworker there were talking. The chick that was there, her boyfriend, whatever, he does farming. And I was told she's always been into the whole farmer ordeal, you know? Oh yes, farmers are so amazing. Well, yeah, they are. But no, not like that type deal. Come on now. It's one of her, you know, things to be with a farmer. Whatever, everybody has them. Who cares, right? Right. But she was like impressed that me and this other dude knew so much about tractors. She's like, I can't picture you two, you know, doing this, and you two are getting along so well. It's like, well, yeah, we have common interests. I'm sorry. Thought everybody had like common interests with something. She's like, wow, this is kind of amazing. And I'm learning so much off the two of you. And I'm like, oh. Oh yeah, the steam engines were... they're a breed of their own. That's one of the reasons why I like the steam engine era so much. I mean, they're honestly a breed of their own. But honest, another thing behind them though is they have so much torque, so much power, so much that they can do. It's like you can't name anything a steam engine really can't do. I mean, if you want them to plow, yeah, they can plow, no problem. You want them to, like, be able to run cultivator? They can run cultivators, no problem. You want them to run seeders, they can. That's just another day in the park for them. You know? And we get into it's just the amount of things that you can do with one is like unbelievable. And they're most of the time just as quick as like modern day tractors, or they have the ability to be just as quick as modern day tractors. Oh yeah, yeah. They can also be temperamental. We'll say that much. But I mean, I just fell in love with how steam engines work, how they operate. I mean, how everything about them happens. They are their own type of machine. They are their own breed of machinery. You never really had to worry about, not having the weight when it comes to a steam engine. I think one of their biggest downfalls, though, honestly, is fuel. They're not as efficient and as fast with fuel type deal. In other words, you have to like reload it in combustible. You have to reload water. You have to reload this. You have to reload that. And it takes so long. It does. That's a lot to do. And I think this is the final bit. Alright, let's see if I see anything else. Don't look it, don't look it, don't look it, don't look it, don't look it. Not seeing anything from here, so it looks good for my house. Turn that back off so I don't screw anything up. Here we go. Run this now. And higher. Huh. Oh, here we go. Ah, that's looking nice. Now he's going to play that back and forth game perfectly fine. Because he hit all of that, So now the back and forth game should be like a lot more effective. And this should take like only a third of the time. Man, he's got it screaming. That's a little bit better on them RPMs. I mean, jacking up the RPMs is good, but you can't have that much. You need to watch the video of... Oh, yeah? One of my videos is... they have this old steam engine and they have like 10 guys riding on it. If you do it, I'm getting ready to, like... Okay, good. There's like 10, 20 guys riding on it, and it's a steam engine going back and forth in a field type deal. And it's like a 30 bottom plow on a steam engine. Look how nice and smooth this is. This is how the field needs to be done. Man, this is looking good. It's breaking up the ground really nicely, I think. Yeah, I know it needs lime and stuff, but I ain't got any lime. I'm going to drop some fertilizer in there, and I'm going to drop some, you know, seed in there and stuff like that, and I'll get lime next time. But it cannot complain about big plow guys controlling the depth. Well, they're like standing on it all going for a ride to show how powerful that steam engine is. It's cool because I got this video on Facebook. Well, it popped up on my Facebook a while back, and it was basically stating about how, you know, it's like tractors and stuff out of history and all this farm equipment out of history. Like another thing that I've seen that's really cool, alright, is the first combine. Have you ever seen one of those ran? Yeah, the first combine was like, it took 15, 20 guys to run it. And like 40 horses. But it served its purpose, you know? This here is doing actually a really, really good job. I'm kind of happy with it. And it's doing it like quickly and efficiently. That's the thing. Quick and efficient. Each guy controls a couple of blade discs with levers. It might be. I just seen him standing up on it. I was at work when I was watching the video. But yeah, like I said, these guys are standing on the back of like this big huge plow, and it's like they're all like, you know, riding along, and then there's a couple other people riding around. Horse-drawn? Yes, I've seen those. Yeah, Modern Marvels is what one of the things I watched it on, then it popped up on Facebook or whatever. About how it was like all the horses and everything pulling it. It was massive. But as everything, you gotta start somewhere. If you don't start somewhere, then, well, you'll never have it in the future. Where is he going? Yeah, don't even think about that crap. I think they think that this is a tree. Here we go. Yeah, I think that they thought that that was a tree right there, because it was wood. Pick it up and just throw it off to the side. Have a nice day, you know? It's not a tree. Well, yeah, I know. And it's more profitable to have them running on long straight stretches. Man, look at how nice that is set up. You come over here, he gets straightened out. Always get ready in case he wants to put that down in the field here. Makes me nervous. Now he's back over here. Set down and go. Yeah, if the tractor's moving, they charge you no matter what, as long as that tractor's moving. So what happens to help out with the whole thing is keep it on the long straight stretches, and you save a couple dollars doing it. That's why I have him run in this area. As you see, it's a long straight stretch. And if I keep planting like one thing a day, every day, it all kind of, you know, it all works out, because later on every day I will have something to harvest type deal. But I also know that some plants grow a little bit faster than others. But as I say, I'm not looking for the speed of how something's grown right now. I'm just looking at dollar value on the crop. If I can get a couple good fields in here where I'm making, you know, decent overall money, then I don't see a problem with like spending an extra day on it, you know? Ooh. So much quicker than that plow was. So much nicer of a job too. I understand, it just takes a little bit for everything to kick into gear on what it's supposed to do. Yeah, sorghum is fast. That's why I think, since I can't do sorghum right now, I think I'm just gonna stick with the basic, what is it called? Sunflowers and corn right now. I think I can grow canola, but I'm not. It's either canola or soy, one or the other. It might be soy. But I know strawberries have a quick turnaround time. And if I got the money, I'd be making a couple of those. Well, you are, but again, you're not. I mean, I can't have all my machines running right now. I mean, I could, but I just think it would be kind of on the ridiculous end. That's why I'm mainly just using the John Deere as logs. And I can do like a lot of logs with that fairly easily with the setup. Now these like sideball trees here, I need to do something about them. I really do, but I'm not really worried about it at this given time because I want to get something just like turn it all to nothingness. Turn it into wood chips, call it a day. Here we go. Yeah, it's not a bad truck. I just hate how it takes like 5 minutes for it to even start up. That's my biggest downfall on it. It takes forever just to start up. That's kind of why I looked into some extra like auto loading stuff. Here we go. See how he straightened out all so nicely? This guy's doing a fairly good job. But I don't see the point of running 15 machines right now because I will lose money way too quick for it. I wouldn't be able to keep up on the loss. So, run one and call it a day. Like, unfortunately, I think I'm going to be getting rid of this guy for a minute. Main reason is because I will do this area over here. Because I know how they like to run into crap and get stuck and stop and everything else. Trying to keep this nice and fairly straight. Huh. Might have to get that. What's it under? Oh, put this down, go. Lift it all back up, and I just want to go back once more on that. Make sure I get as much as I can. It'll also get them where they turn around a little bit sooner, and I don't have to worry about them jumping into that other field. And down and go. And that's how we get that area done. Get him partially turned around, whatever. And send him. That should keep him far enough away from the trees. Not sure, I haven't looked at it yet, but you can probably find it under mods right now. Maybe. Biggest thing I'm worried about is getting a field done. I still need to put fertilizer and stuff on it. I've been trying to do so much on here lately, it's not even funny. You were talking about not being able to sew anymore. Yeah, it's just, it got completely filled up. I gotta wait for it to, knock out a couple logs first. Because, I've been just selling one right after another. And then I got that bigger trailer load over there, and it's like, it's not gonna allow me. I went over to it and I sold off, and when I did sell off, it just it cut me a little bit on short side. I wasn't thrilled. Oh yeah, I know. I know. I just didn't want to, play the game about taking them on, put them on, then take them off, back and forth ordeal. I just didn't want to do that. I was too lazy. Not gonna lie. Alright, dude. You went down, now you're gonna turn around and come back. I wonder why I didn't back up all the way. And turn. And straighten out and back up. There we go. Down and go. That's not half bad, honestly. I think it's actually doing a really, really good job. Now, I mean, it's getting a little bit farther and longer distance. Less turnaround. Hey, what tractor is that? That's a Massey. I'll show you real quick. I ain't got a problem with that. Go into here, small tractors, Massey with the turbo. So it's 165. It's a, you know, as you can see, it's a mod. That's what I do with half dozen or so. Sometimes in her, I just shove them into the no, eventually. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do with the one cattle mod I had, whatever, for making their feed. I just put like a couple 4 bales on top and wait for it, and after a while it will automatically just feed right through it. And then I'd get the whole machine like overly filled, overpacked, you know? So when it came down to it, it's like, it'll just take the bales as needed. And then I got a silo that took, you know, all crops, multi-fruit type deal. When I got that multi-fruit, oh yeah, no problem, Christy. When I got that multi-fruit, what I did with that is I started taking the TMR and putting it in there as I was making it, so I would have a larger supply. And the larger supply. Oh, by the way, this is the 165. I modded it out to be like a 75 horse tractor. It starts out at like 50, and I modded it up to a 75. So when you buy it, I just don't want to get too like stupid on this, you know. Right here it is, okay. And that's where it starts. I got the front loader attacher, and here's the engine setup. Goes from 165 multi-power, which is a little bit more powerful. Multi-power plus turbo. 175 multi-power. 175 multi-power plus turbo, that's what I have. And it comes up to the 168 multi-power. Multi-power plus turbo. And 178 multi-power. 178 multi-power plus turbo takes 183. And then it goes to 185. 188. And see, it takes it up to 85 horse. And then back. Oh, well, some of them, I mean, I don't really need all the power-ups, honestly. I mean, it just depends on what I'm getting and what I'm going to use it for. Like that John Deere over there, okay? I have it one specific way, and I always get it, and I can tell you it's about $248,000. You know, I can tell you this over and over and over because I've used it over and over and over. I turn it into 300 horse and just go with it. Which, I mean, it is all powered up, but I mean, the wheels, I only put like the wheel weights onto it. I could care less about the others. I keep simple wheels, put wheel weights onto it, call it a day. Wides with wheel weights, I believe. This here, I mean, I didn't really believe that I needed it all powered up or anything. So that's why I got it the way that it is right now. I don't need the cab on it or any of that crap. Since I don't need the cab, why have it? I mean, that buddy I was telling you about, that we were talking about steam engines, he said it great. He said it great. Another guy I work with, he said it perfect. You know the difference between my tractor and some of these guys around here, their tractors? And I looked at them and said, what? And both of them said the same thing. Mine's paid for. You know? And this is the whole real life scenario with this. These guys say it as, my tractor is paid for. These people with these real fancy tractors, I mean, they're not really paid for us. For a new Fent. Oh man, that's going overboard half the time. Unless you have a big map, that's going way overboard. And if you're going to shoot that far overboard, I mean, there's not much that, I mean, look. That Fent would be no good on this, really. This would all be done in 2 minutes, you know. And I would never make the money back out of that Fent. This tractor here, I can make the money back out of it. Over and over and over. Just on like these 2 fields alone. That there, I make the money out of that by logging. I look at it for what I'm going to get out of it, you know? The 300 horse is so when I get big enough fields or enough fields I feel that I can just get rid of this and I'll just stick with that over there. And instead of getting rid of this, I might just put a tree planter or some crap on it, you know? And run with that. I don't see anything wrong with grabbing a tree planter for something like this and just run back and forth planting those, you know, those pines right there that you see. Because I make so much money on them. I personally, my belief is spend what you have for what you can. Don't really need to go over the top. The only reason why I got that there is because I was getting upset using this to pick up logs. Because I was having such a hard time with this getting logs. And I knew I've used that on logs before and I'd never had half of the problems. So I grabbed that one. How big of a farm do you have? Okay. So this map here is marked out into like 7 different regions. 7 different areas, something like that. Okay. 8, whatever. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get this narrowed down like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have this area here that I'm working on. And map overview. And that's what I have as the field I'm working on. That's the other field that I have of corn. I'm going to come down through here with like a field. And this here, I'm going to keep it how it is and just keep replanting trees. Oh, well, in real life, I mean, I have seen some of these tractors in real life. Okay? It's in my area. Perfect example. The dude in the town next to us has that. Yeah, he has a big quad track. A case quad track. And he has like 6 or 7 pretty big fields around here. But even in real life and on the game here, believe it or not, I basically want the same type of tractor. I wouldn't mind a little Massey like this. I think it would be fun. I would have a blast on it. I think it would be like the coolest thing ever to have, you know, something like that. I see all these people, oh yeah, I got this John Deere, I got this John Deere, I got this, you know, case, I got this. And the one guy at work, he is a, what are they? The old international, Farmals, that's what it is. He's a Farmal fan. I was talking to him the other day, he's like, I got like 7 tractors. I'm like, dude, they're all like Farmals, and you restore them. He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, yeah, so see, your reasoning for having tractors versus these other guys' reasoning is 2 different things. Hope this is... I don't like the physics on this tractor, honestly. Because there it goes. That's what I was waiting on. That's what I was waiting on. I was just going to take that bigger one and use it with, you know, lime or something, you know. And use this one here for fertilizer. I just wanted to see if it would actually tip this tractor back, because this tractor is like completely screwed up. There it goes. Back way out so I can see what I'm doing. Oh man. I think this is because some of it has already been like fertilized and some of it hasn't. I like the little tractor. Oh, I have a thing for the smaller tractors. I like them, but I like big fields too. So I gotta try to, you know, put it right in the middle. That's why when I play these games, I try to start out with the garbage and just work my way up. I like places that I can make my own fields, my own everything, and just work my way up. I think it's so much nicer. And then I can work my way into having like massive fields if I want them. And I can get huge tractors, you know? Alright. So we're seeing how this all works out. And H. I mean, the fertilizing in this ain't half bad, honestly. Yeah, I like little tractors. I like smaller stuff, but I mean, yeah, you said you grew up with the small stuff, yeah. And it's like the whole respect for what actual farmers have started with. That's one of the things I gotta go on. The respect behind what farmers have started with. Like, I used to live next to this dude, and he started with I'm trying to think of what it even is. Well, I mean, he passed away and he only had 2 tractors, and the one tractor was a Ford 3000, I want to say, and the other tractor that he had was like an old Farmall. So it's just, woo. I think it's really, really cool how he came about, you know? And he's just a small town farmer from, like, where I am. Actually, I grew up he lived down the street. When I say down the street, I mean, like, a couple houses down on the other side of the street. Really nice guy that I met. And, I mean, he's a friend of the family. And I will say that it was cool how things work, because as a kid, I mean, I learned a lot about farming that a lot of people didn't know. Or that it's like they were raised doing and I wasn't raised farming. Sunflowers sounds good. H, higher. I was not raised as a farmer. You know? I was not raised out hunting. I was not raised doing this or doing that. That's not how I was raised in my family. But, I mean, to sit back and actually just learn some of the stuff and do some of the stuff and see it firsthand and all that, it becomes a completely different story. Hey, what's up, PS Gamer? But in real life game. Oh yeah, I understand. I mean, to spend, you know, $15-20 million on the game, yeah, that's cool. I'm just saying that I like to play this with, like, bigger fields, a little bit smaller equipment. I like to struggle a little bit more because I don't know. I just like it. I get bored with stuff way, way, way too easy. And that's a huge, huge, huge problem. But I try not to make this as work for me. I just want to sit back and relax with it. And I figure, hey, do a little bit of struggling, do a little bit of relaxing, kick back, have the conversations. That's the part that I really love the most about the whole game ordeal. Is I love to have the conversations. I love the interaction between the people. You know, that's one of the best parts about doing this. And as you see, I try to do this as often as possible. I'm not going to say, hey, I do this every day, because there's a lot of days, as we all see, that I don't. Some of those days it's just I'm way too tired. Well, I understand that 100%. I mean, that's the nice part about this game. It's not this game that you have to do this specific thing, this specific way, at this specific time. I mean, you and I can start this map two completely different ways. Like, completely 100% opposite ways. And it's fine. It really is. You have fun with it, I have fun with it, we all have fun with it. And we start the game, like I said, we just start the game two completely different ways. I liked a little bit of struggle, I liked a little bit of, competition in a way. I like some of the smaller mods to start off, but go right after a little bit, get big equipment, so I can say, hey, yo, I worked up to this. And then when I start a new map, people say, hey, what happened to all your stuff? Well, I sold it, whatever. Something happened, the DEA came, took everything that I have, and I'm running to a different country. Some of them, yeah. I mean, I don't want to personally impose on them, because I've listened to some of the bigger streamers, and they're like, yeah, I don't care. So it's like I just don't want to impose on them. If somebody else says, hey, I watch this channel too, when I'm not watching you, I watch this guy. That's one thing. But when it's like, hey, give me a shout out, give my channel a shout out to a bigger streamer that's like, hey, can I have money? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it sounds like. Because some of these streamers, this is what they do for a living, And I don't want to throw myself in and say, hey, give me your money. To me, that's more along the rude aspects. But like I said, if somebody else says, hey, shout out to my friend, hey, you should check out a friend of mine or this guy over here. It's like, oh, well, maybe I should. Maybe I really should look at this guy. Maybe I should do this just to see how my content is versus theirs. It's just how I see things. I mean, I like that talk to big streamers. I mean, I've talked to Brad M73 a few times, and to get him feeling bad, just talk about him running over a cat, stuff like that. Don't do shout outs. I mean, if people ask for shout outs on my channel, I could care less because I'm small. I mean, that helps me. But yeah, I don't ask them for shout outs. Yeah, I refuse to ask for shout outs. I refuse for any of that. Like, I believe it was Daggerwind too that I jumped on and said something on his stream. I said, oh yeah, because of you I'm doing this map, you know? Oh, DJ Goham. He's actually really cool. I mean, I've never met him in person, but like, for all of his videos that I watched and everything, he's really cool. Another guy who got me into wanting to do this is Corrales. Yeah, Corrales was really cool. He does everything like in his own way, in his own world, in his own everything. But yeah, Corrales is really cool. How he would sit back and be like, oh, this is so bananas. Oh, that is my son in the background. Don't you hear him crying? He's just a wee little thing right now. Yeah, Corrales was so funny. Oh, DJ's Club is a different channel? Huh. Farmer Cop is pretty cool. I watched him blow up. Why do they call you Farmer Cop? Because I'm a cop and I like to play farming games when I'm not being a cop. Now, one dude that I'm still on the fence about. I mean, he's good. He shows a lot of games. He shows tons and tons and thousands of hours of content. Is Raptor, but he can have that mood change in a heartbeat. Where one day it's like, hey, that's cool that you have a channel, and the next day, I hate when people put advertise that they have channels on my channel. Oh yeah, Farmer Cop does a lot of detail into his tutorials. I like Mr. Sealy P. He does that mods listing like every day type deal. He seems like he's a really nice dude. I believe he was a teacher. Daggerwind, I love how he does his content with, you know, how he plays it out like, hey, I was at this big farm here and I sold it off and I had to pay all this money for this and this and this, how he role plays it, and his one season will role play right into the next season. I think that's really cool. Like I said, I mean, I've watched hundreds of guys. I haven't even heard of Bruce Gaming. Like, I had a dude come in here and talk about his buddy's channel, and we had like a half-hour conversation about him and his buddy's channel. I mean, I'm not gonna play it out. If somebody wants to have this whole conversation on it, whatever, let's do it. I'm not that big where I have like 50 different people like watching me at all times. I only have like 3 people who continuously watch me, and you're one of them. I get a couple other people in here and it's like, oh, do mods. Do more mods. I've had that one happen. And he said do more mods when I was running mods. Yeah. I was on a modded map and everything, running mods. But I think he wanted me more and less. I mean, looking back on it, I think he wanted me to buy more mods, like left and right, like every day, do another mod type deal, show a new one. I don't know, maybe you were in that night. That was just one of those nights I had a bad day at work type deal. And I was doing everything to not kick the dog, as I will call it. Don't hang out in many of the super streams. Seems like they all start multiplayer games and spend all their time talking to their buddies and responding to chat. Oh, yeah, I mean, there is a couple people like that. Farmer Klein, I believe it is. He does a lot of, like, I have like 50 people playing the game. Everybody needs to come join in. This is how you join in, and I talk to you if you joined in, but other than that, I don't know who you are. I don't remember who it was. I was just having a bad day that day, and it's like, oh my god. So when I got off the stream, it's like I just started complaining to the wife a little bit, and then I realized, hey, yeah, Farmer Klein's okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. I think he does good tutorials. I think he does good, new map breakdowns and stuff. H. I'm gonna go fill up again. But I think he does really good on stuff like that. But after a while, I've noticed he'll get into this whole thing where it's like he has like 10 other people playing at all times with him on some of the maps, and it's like, ugh. Alright, there we go. But, I mean, also, like I said, there's a lot of good people, there's a lot of bad people. I mean, you just gotta find that nice little middle. Go back and forth here a couple. And put it back down. But honestly, I think overall the gaming community themselves are very, very good people. Have people join his games. Some nights are open. Invitation. Well, the thing is I also don't like jumping on other people's maps. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't. I don't like... Okay, so story is... Yeah, story time, boys and girls. Story is I had this map, alright, for a completely different game that a bunch of us guys got onto. And we did a lot of work tons and tons of work, and I watched that work all go bye-bye one night. Yeah. When I say we did tons of work, we built cities type deal. Needless to say, the game was Minecraft. We built entire cities on that game. And they had a map update. In the process of this whole map update, it wiped the save. So I've seen all of that work, like thousands of hours of work, disappear in an update. And ever since then, I really don't do that. I mean, there was a bunch of us that were playing this one map, and then just one by one, we slowly dwindled away too. And that was enough for me to say I'm done with other people. It's not as a disrespect thing, it's more of just a comfort thing. I have to have the control over everything like that, and when I lose it, it makes me feel like I'm losing out on like more than just the game, you know? I don't like having deal 100 mods. Yeah, I mean, it's just how I feel about things. I had this set group of guys that we would all play, like, I hate Call of Duty, so Battlefield. A group of us would always play Battlefield together, and that's how things would just roll. I mean, the ex-wife hated it, but whatever. There was a group of us guys that did Minecraft together, stuff like that. Actually, like, start over, it gives me a chance to go back to previous mistakes. Yeah, I mean, as you see, I start over all the time. All of the time. And there's so many different ways to start over, too. Alright. Now since this guy's gone, what's going to happen is I'm going to go over here. And back up to the edge of the field. Or the edge of the row, because I know that that's straight 90 degree over here. Come over like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And H. Boom. Pull forward. He's gonna do a good turnaround. She. Whatever. Oh no. Is this a dude with long hair or just a chick? Oh, it's a chick. Older chick. Okay. She's got glasses on, see? A little bit older. That's fine. I'm not mad or anything. Once my farm is established and producing, I start getting bored with it. Well, yeah, I know. My objective on this map is just to buy out all A sections so I can complete that task on the, you know, achievement board. I like to collect achievements. To me, it's fun. The sad part is most people only like this game of mine. And since most people only like this game here, I mean, it, to me, It does get boring at times. It does get tedious at times. But, I mean, hey, whatever's keeping the people happy for the most part, I mean, I can deal with. Oh, she's got sunblock on those bare arms. Yeah. Yeah, this is down south. But yeah, that's how I look at it. This is way too much turning around back and forth ordeal. I know, each one's getting a little bit longer though. Each turnaround grows a couple seconds. But as I also say, I mean, I like the interaction with people. I mean, I can put my tractors and everything on hired hands all day long type deal and just keep having conversations with people. It's obvious. I have it on, you know, I'm not lying about my game. I'm not lying about my gameplay. 95% we all know. You can see that I do. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of awkward. I think the people should, like, change. I think people should, how can I put it? I think you should be able to hire workers for almost every job out there. For, like, your cattle, all that, you should be able to hire people. Taking the horses out, if you want, hire somebody. You won't make as much, whatever, but still you took out the horses. I say you should be able to, the hire worker AI should be better than what it is. They should keep working on that. Planting, I believe that they should keep working on how that works. Oh yeah, body types, that would be kind of cool. Maybe you can get a really fat guy and say that it's me. Haha. Actually, since I got on my metformin and been dealing with sugar issues and everything, I have lost a lot of weight. I will say that sugar issues is a bad thing for me, but oh man, I love sugar. I whack so much. Like today I had like probably 4 or 5 cans of pop, which is really bad. And I put sugar in my coffee too. Yeah, I mean, we don't have too many skinny farmers around here. We have a few. Don't worry, I pick on them. Yes, I am that type of guy that if I like you, I will harass you until there is no tomorrow. But, in the other hand on that subject, it's like, if you ever needed anything, call me. I mean, I've had people call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, yo, can you come and help me out real quick? I have a problem. And I was there. My buddy's wife. My liver. My diabetes. Go figure. Yeah. Yeah, I understand some of these problems. But, like, my buddy. He knows he can call me at any time. For any reason. You know? It's just that easy. Him, his wife, his kids, it don't matter. They can all call me anytime, anywhere, whatever. I would do everything I can for them because they have done so much for us. Well, one night he called me. His wife fell in the shower. Or getting out of the shower, whatever, she fell. Boom! Went right down. I don't know. So I ended up over there and she's like not unconscious, but she's conscious. We would say, hey, patient is conscious with a fire hall. Other than that, it's like patient is conscious times 2 or something. Conscious and alert times 2. That means that they're like right on board with everything. But she was not that way. Her eyes were open, she was talking, whatever, but she was very disoriented. And it's like, okay, so let me do a quick check, you know. So I told him call the ambulance over. It's going to take them 5 minutes to get there. And tell him I was on scene already, whatever, and I was checking her out. And with the fire hall, we're a small fire hall. We got like 20 members, you know, that are like active all the time. Not even 20 probably that's active all the time. More like 10, 15. But it's like I helped get her around whatever before EMS came so she could get prepped to go to the hospital. She's like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I can't get back. It's like, don't worry. I'll get you back. But yeah, when she was there, it's like she's laying there, not like butt-ass naked type deal. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't want to go to the hospital. She didn't want to do any of that crap. It's like, yo, you're getting dressed. You're going. And she's like, well, what do you think? And she's talking to her husband. And I looked at him and said, well, go get her some clothes. I'm going to double check everything, you know, make sure she's all right for basic transport. And she's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, yep, you're going, and I'll pick you up later. Just give me a phone call. And that's about all it was. I basically said, yeah, you are going. Bottom line. And luckily everything turned out where she was fine. But it's like I get back over there and later on, whatever. And it's like, hey, yo, let's get him some food, whatever. And that's how they always have been with me. They know first thing I do when I walk in their door is I go right to their fridge. I mean, what good friend wouldn't? But you gotta have friends like that. And that's just, I don't know. I think it's nice for us to all be like that. I mean, they didn't know how to handle the situation. And I'm like, hey, this is the best route. And he's like, are you sure? This is what I should do. Well, I mean, we all... My dad put it the best way that I've ever heard it. When growing up in school, you have hundreds of friends. When you get out of school, you have 10 friends. If you go to college, you might pick up 10 more, so you might have 20 friends. But when things around you start failing, so won't your friends. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, all your friends will leave. I'm like, really? Then why are they friends? He's like, yeah, because they're only friends for a short period of time. But your best friends will stick around no matter what, and you're only going to have 2 or 3 of them. And I mean, I learned that from my dad, that you're only going to have 2 or 3 friends. I mean, the people that I went for the graduation party, we talk every month, 2 months, maybe. Maybe a couple times a year. But that's just how it is. That's how we are with each other. We don't ever really see each other, and I mean, it's okay. It's how life is. And that's how I see it. But overall, I mean, you gotta find 2 or 3 people that's actually worth your time all the time. It's hard to do some days. It really is. But it's getting towards that time. I did finish off that field and everything. I'm happy about that. I feel bad that I don't have a roller to roll it in, but whatever. I'll get to that step later in life. Right now, I just want to start making a couple dollars here and there. And other than that, as I say every night, have a good day, have a good night, have a good evening, have a good... Oh, it was 100? It was only in the 80s here. Have a good evening, have a good whatever it is when you're watching this video. Have fun, be safe. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And I know that about 85% of the people here are not subscribed. So, other than that, be safe, have fun, and good night, everybody.